if today was the day before yesterday, you would be right there. Ashe, peace and benedictions. So today is September 7th, 2019. Or is it September 9th, 2019? So I'm listening to the radio, KYW, and they played the rebroadcast of the news from September 7th or September 9th by quote unquote accident. You know what I mean? And then, I just laugh because, it kind of just validates, the things that I talk about, with the 7-9 symbolism. You know what I mean? So, like, September is the 9th month, but it's originally the 7th month. And, I've talked about this before, and septim means 7, the sacrifice, the severance, the severe punishment. You know what I'm saying? The septum means 7. So September means 7 burn. Just like the ember means burn. To delete this message, press 7. To save it, press 9. You know what I mean? Gotta talk about this 7 and 9 symbolism, So, like I said, they played the broadcast, repeated the broadcast from September 7th on September 9th, which is 7-9, 7, 7-9-9-9, if you get what I'm saying. So, you don't even see, well, I don't want to say that, we don't, because we do, but I just want to talk about the connection of the 7 and the 9, real quick. Both numbers, represent completion in a sense, like you have the divine 9, you know what I mean? The Black Greek Association,
the 9 judges
know about
of the Supreme Court,
a little bit about that, you know what I mean? But, like the Wu-Tang, you have the 9 men of the Wu-Tang, the divine 9, 9 is a number that, always represents itself, it's always, reproducing itself, you know what I mean? And of course, it's a number of completion, to complete a cycle, you know what I mean? And just like, 7, like you have 7 days a week, you know what I mean? And, the number 7 is like the Son, is the sacrifice, the completion, Jesus was, the Son, you know what I mean? So he was the severed one, the severance, the Son, you know what I mean? So, that's why you go to church on Sunday, the day of the Son, the 7th day, not the first day, the moon day, like monotheism, monopoly, mono, everything starts at 1, you know what I mean? Like you have stereo, it's like several, you know what I mean? And you have mono, monoro, you know what I mean? 1, you know what I mean? So, the 7th day is Sunday, there's no question, you know what I mean? It has to do with the sun. But, it's about completing the cycle. And even when you have your phone set, or you don't have a time set, the military time, 7 o'clock is in fact 100 hours. You know what I mean? And when it's 9 o'clock, it's 2100 hours, which is 7 times 3. You know what I mean? So, it's so many different, connections with 7-9 symbolism.
79 is the atomic number for gold.
Like on September 11th, when they burnt the 2 towers, the building A and building B, that represent the 1 and the 1. You know what I mean? And they also brought down building 7. So, it was a 7-11 ritual on the birthday of Manhattan, which was September 11th, 1609. And of course, September is the 7th month. Originally there were 10 months, 7, septum means 7, octo means 8, novum means 9, and Deci is the 10th. You know what I mean? December, you know, the 10th month. And we have 12 months now to, you know, to get to the 365-day calendar, you know, that the Egyptians had. And they used that, the way they did that was they added July for Julius Caesar, and Augusto for Augustus Caesar. You know what I mean? So these 2 months, you know, they took 2 months, 2 days from February, so that's why February is 28 days. You know what I mean? But I think I talked about that, you know, several times before. You know, but you know, you just gotta, you know, pay attention to the symbolism that's right in your face. You know, this bizarre world that we live in, where, you know, good is bad and bad is good. You know, the things that are not important are important, and the things that are important aren't important. So, you know, I think on that note, I'm gonna sign off. You know what I mean?
Tiger uppercut.
I say peace and benedictions. Only you can prevent cognitive dissonance, and we out.
7-9 symbolizes your inner wisdom, your wise dome.
The character is 7 of 9.
7 of 9.
Why is the character called that?
They called me a madman. What I predict came to pass.
Replay 4. Erase 7. Save 9. More options 0.
You win. Perfect.